All I ever wanted was a black Grand National. Fuck being rational. It's not enough.
UCLA, and I know.
Bro, you know what pisses me off?
Huh?
When I go to McDonald's and I order my shit plain, but then I'll open up the cheeseburger. Bro, I be finna go crash out on the cashier. I know they didn't even make it, but like, you the first person I see, so fuck it. I've been waiting to get that joke off all week. I was happy about it. Happy about it.
Nice, man.
Oh, man. Interesting week in the world of football. And I think there's only one place where on this show it's appropriate to start. And the reason why I emphasize this show is because over on this side of the panel, like the correct side, the kind of the best side, like the most handsome side, whatever. Big Man United side of the panel over here. And then over on that side, kind of the less smart, less good takes side of the panel.
Right.
Respectfully.
Yeah, right.
There's some Arsenal shit happening over here. So as a Man United fan and Arsenal fan, can I tell you what we can unite on?
What?
Fuck Man City.
Mm-hmm.
And they going out bad right now. Very, very bad. And it's kind of hilarious to watch. It's kind of hilarious to watch, man. I expected that without Rodri, shit would be tough. But I didn't expect all this. God damn. So it all started going to shit against Tottenham in the EFL Cup, ironically enough, because they also just got fucked up by Tottenham in the Premier League. And it just has stayed... Like, losing to Bournemouth is crazy. Sporting have been pretty good, so that's, I guess, understandable. Losing to Brighton's pretty rough. Getting your asses kicked by Spurs. And then literally earlier today, we saw them blow a 3-0 lead in 15 fucking minutes against Feyenoord.
Fucking Feyenoord, right?
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I don't even know what to say. And this has nothing to do with the fact that they were the last leg of a 6-leg parlay money lines in the Champions League today, and they're the only one that didn't win their game. That's not even what this is about.
Is it about really?
A little bit.
Okay.
They're fucking ass, dude.
Yeah.
They sold me today, and they're selling their fans consistently. This is crazy, man. As an Arsenal fan, how are you feeling watching this crash out?
It's like I told you. It's funny to see, but it's hard to enjoy because we're fucking. I guess we have to go to the next topic because I guess you saw the next topic is Arsenal or some shit, bro. But
maybe you can get into it.
It's just tough, bro, because it's like it's funny as fuck, but like at the same time, it's hard to enjoy because like we should be able to like take advantage of this at this point.
It's hard to fully laugh at it because
the fact we're slowly coming back now, but like I don't know if it's too late.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
depending how Liverpool and the other teams perform and shit, bro.
Yeah, no, I can hear you on that. Like as much as you want to like make fun of them for being pretty trash right now, it's tough when you guys aren't taking full advantage of that shit. Like, see, for me, as a Man United fan, we don't really have much going at the moment in the league. Like, yes, we got the whole exciting shit with the new manager, but not a lot to celebrate this season. So getting to watch Man City kind of flop hard as hell is definitely really fun to watch.
How do you feel about that fool? Fucking scratching the fuck out of himself.
That shit was kind of scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was a little like
fucking
just unnerving to see because like the marks were bad. Like
shit.
It looked bad.
That fool hit the tweak shit. Not gonna lie.
And so that like I saw a lot of people making fun of it, which like I get it. Like it is like it's part of me. I understand.
But
part of me I understand because it's just so extreme and like the quote was pretty wild out of context. Like I understand all of that, but I hope he's alright for real. Like as much as yes, like I'm a fan of the rival team, like I don't want the dude to do anything extreme. And I can imagine that he's an extremely competitive dude. And so seeing his team just kind of completely shit the bed like this is,
Well,
from what I understand, the worst streak of form he's had in his entire career as a manager. So this has to be something that's really tough for him, a tough pill to swallow. So yeah, like obviously that shit was a little kind of scary to see. I hope that he's able to be good off the pitch, but there's no denying that shit on the pitch is going pretty fucking bad right now. Like there's no getting around that. I don't know if it's gonna get much better. Obviously, having Liverpool up next in the Premier League when you're on this run of form is pretty rough. And I mean, yeah, shit gets relatively easier going forward, but they've also had relatively easy games in this recent run of form, and they've been losing those too. So, I mean, this is a very interesting time of the season for Man City, because if this continues for too much longer, even if they get their form back, it might not be enough if Liverpool and Arsenal have already gotten so far ahead of them. So they're going to have to get their shit together pretty quick. I am just stunned that Rodri really was this significant. Like, yeah, we all know that their record with him in the squad was so great, the unbeaten run and all of that stuff, but he really was that full base of that midfield, really anchored everything defensively, helped the transition. Like, it is crazy that one player going missing can completely dramatically change the entire team. But Pep Guardiola is having to deal with a little bit of reality that fans of other clubs have had to deal with this whole time. Like, when a crucial player gets injured and you can't replace him, that's tough, you know? You got to make do. And right now, unable to do it. If you had to predict the game coming up this weekend, Man City versus Liverpool, what would you say?
I hope a draw. As an Arsenal fan, I hope a fucking draw.
Is that just what you're hoping for in your heart, or is that your genuine prediction? Like, if you were going to put bread on it.
Bread on it?
Bread on it.
Bread on it.
Bread on it.
Probably like a 4-2 Liverpool to City.
That's crazy.
I feel like
City I could see it though.
And then Liverpool like
just lock in and take over. I could kind of see it. As crazy as that is to say, I could see something like that happening. Maybe not as wild as a 4-2, but something like that though, for sure. Where like City might look good early, but then Liverpool just completely take over. Because that's literally what we saw today against Feyenoord. And if a team like Feyenoord is able to pull off a comeback,
Liverpool.
What do we think? Liverpool, yeah. Damn, man. That's going to be a fascinating game. When is that? I need to figure out.
Bro.
December 1st, Sunday, 8 a.m. Ugh. I'm going to have to wake up early like Kendrick, go on a run. Watch Man City lose to Liverpool.
Say now.
I'll give my prediction too. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm gonna be a little more modest.
Boring.
But I think also 2-1 Liverpool though. I think it could be similar script. Like I could see City going up early and then Liverpool taking over and that's it, bruh. And Pep crashing out. Damn, bruh. Pep is crashing out. Fucking rip.
That one needs a break.
Yeah. Have you seen him saying that he's gonna stay now? Like,
yeah, I literally told you that in the messages or whatever.
And so you think that he needs to
take a fucking dude? Like, why are you gonna do that? Like, look how you're doing to yourself. Supposedly he was done after the season, no, but now
all of a sudden shit's changed. Yeah,
I'm gonna take one more year, I guess.
It's not enough.
Yes.
Pep said it's not enough. So I mean, you had kind of already touched on it a bit, so we'll just jump over to Arsenal, which I mean, you guys have been looking a bit better recently. I'll say since Odegaard has come back into the team.
But I literally said that a couple episodes ago. Why do we need to wait till Odegaard comes back to be able to perform well, bro?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
That's just bullshit, bro.
Can I give you like a positive counterpoint, like from a glass half full perspective? Liverpool have been on like a remarkable run of form that probably won't stay at this level, I would assume, for the rest of the season. And besides them, you guys are right there points-wise with everyone else in the league right now. So even with Odegaard being out this whole time, you haven't fully dropped out of the title race. You're still very much in the picture. If it was Man City that was pulling away, like the way Liverpool is right now, I would say, yeah, you guys are fucked because Man City are the type of team that don't blow a 8-point lead at any point. You know what I'm like? They're very good about getting results late in the season and kind of maintaining leads like that. But it seemed like Liverpool, I feel like we could see them fall off at some point, and all of a sudden, not just you guys, but also I think Chelsea would be right there in the mix as a kind of a 4-way title race potentially. I think there is a chance we see something like that. As crazy as that is to say, United.
Oh, bro, stay your ass down there, bro. Shut your dumb ass up.
Only 6 points out of the top 4, dude. Anyways.
Can't even get 6 points, bro.
Anyways.
Can't even get 3 in one game.
We'll get to that in a bit. Is there any hope, any part of you that thinks that Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, all those guys could be lifting the Premier League trophy?
And they did good
at the end of the season.
Not to get ahead again, but Champions League, they performed well.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. No, that all plays into it. Yeah.
Also, like I said, this past game with Odegaard coming back and shit, we saw a lot more attacking output and shit, which is fucking. Like I said, it's annoying, but at the same time, it's great because it's like good to see that like that's our guy. But at the end of the day, I hope it's not another Ozil story. It's like, bro, he's never gonna get his credit just because we never win anything just because.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from with that.
So I don't know if we need another player like him, but that's hard because like. He's literally like our main output, and I guess that's his strong suit because he's our main output and shit.
You definitely do need another player like him. Definitely, you probably not on that same level of quality, but you want a solid player that could be a rotational option. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely you need something like that.
That's or can sometimes just be in the attack or like roam around while the fucking other player can just like fucking actually play the ball more.
Even just to give him a rest, or like if you have another situation where he picks up an injury to where it's not so detrimental to the team. Like, I definitely think another attacking midfielder would be something Arsenal should be looking for. But I don't know how much you can prioritize it because striker is still an issue.
Yep.
And there's also other areas in midfield that aren't the greatest.
I just imagine even that I get hit with the Champions League shit, but like, imagine if you had a striker today.
Yeah.
That should probably scoreline would have been even crazier.
Yeah.
Than what it was.
Potentially. I see what you're saying. There was a striker on that other team that could have potentially been that striker for you guys.
He was playing decent still.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean,
once we subbed out fucking, then we put on fucking the Kiwi man.
Kiwi or.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I do think that there's a couple holes in that squad still. However, I'm surprised that you're not a bit more optimistic because I do think that given the form City have shown recently, I think that shows us that any team in the league is capable of dropping some serious points. And the fact that you guys are right there in it, if I was a fan of any team in the top 4 right now, I would be saying we have a chance. Because it's just that close right now. It's still early.
Liverpool is weird. I didn't expect this from Liverpool this season.
And that's why I just feel like inevitably there has to be a run of some choppy form at some point. It's just a matter of does anyone take advantage of that or not. But I'm really excited to see how the rest of this Premier League season plays out. I think that Arsenal have a better chance than you're giving them credit for. I don't know if maybe you guys will make any moves in January. Have you seen any rumors about any of that type of stuff? Nothing. I feel like you guys aren't the biggest spenders like that. I mean, didn't Trossard happen in January like a year or two ago?
Yeah, but I haven't seen anything like that on my news feed or nothing like that.
I'll be curious to see if anything pops up because that could be It's just because it's one of those seasons where it feels like it is there for the taking. If any of those clubs in the top 4 race decide to make a big purchase in January to try and give themselves the
Something
edge.
might happen, but I just feel since Arteta's barely getting back to winning form and shit like that. I don't know. He probably hasn't really pushed to be like, oh, can I get like fucking some fun?
I feel like he should. I feel like he should.
He should, but like he's barely getting back to like winning form. Like,
I feel that. Any worries about the upcoming games for this rest of the calendar year?
Honestly, they're not doing too well this season. So.
Not great.
United trash.
Okay.
Stay trash, bro. Amorim can't do shit.
I mean,
he won't do shit. He won't never do shit. Arteta did it better.
Okay.
Smash his team, bro.
Okay.
Smash his team.
We'll keep that in mind.
Smashed his team, bro.
I'm excited. December 4th. That's exciting. It's coming up.
Smashed his team.
It's coming up, man. It's coming up. It's coming up, brother. That'll be a good one. So no hope. As much as you think you're gonna destroy Man United, there's still no hope for the Premier League.
No, there's no hope, but it's like, bro, fuck, we fucked up a lot, but like.
So is there hope?
There's hope.
You're back?
Not back.
But how could there be hope?
We might win the league, but I'm not gonna say we're gonna win the league. But no, we might win the league. We fucking might.
Because you came in here like a couple weeks ago or a week ago and said, we're not going to win the league. And now you're saying we might win the league. So I feel like the vibes are shifting this much.
He's fucking with the gun. He's fucking pain. Man's like fucking carries the fucking attacking sheet.
So you're fucking back?
We'll see, mate. We'll see.
Don't sit on the fence. Don't sit on the fucking fence. Have some balls, fool. You keep saying, "Oh, there's hope." Oh, there's no hope. Oh, there's no hope.
I'm not saying there's no hope.
Do you back the boys?
I back my Arsenal boys.
You think you're gonna win the league?
With Odegaard, possibly, yeah, as long as he doesn't get injured again.
Alright. I'm trying to get a straight answer out of you. That shit is difficult, brother.
Because, bro, it's sad that's how much Odegaard impacts our team, bro.
That's it, bro. You just seen it with Man City and Rodri, too. It is what it is. Great players are great players. We've seen it with Liverpool and Van Dijk. Like, this is regular. I feel like because you're personally attached to the situation, you're looking at it so like, oh, this is terrible. This is such a big crisis. But realistically, I think every team that has like top world-class level players, if that player's out, yeah, it's going to be a problem. There's a reason they're that good. So I feel like, yeah, like it sucked that he was out for as long as he was. But like I said, you guys stayed right there with everyone else except for Liverpool, which no one has stayed with Liverpool. And even then, they're only 8 points ahead. That's not anything crazy. We're only in November. There's a long, long season left. They could be like 15 points ahead, and I would still say it's not over. Like, at this early point in the season, you can't call it for sure. Especially like with a team like Liverpool with so many older players, a new manager still, like... Who knows where it's all going to be literally in January. Forget fucking May. Like, that's how long we have still. I understand you're going through this emotional roller coaster. And it's kind of dope in a way that Man United is just kind of shitty right now. Because I just get to be so just laid back watching this whole ride unfold.
Fucking angry inside. Shut up.
For sure. No, I got the rage in me. But, like, as far as getting to watch this whole Arsenal journey... I just get to really just kick back and watch the show from a more neutral perspective. And I really do feel like you guys are more in it than you're giving them credit for right now. I would say Arsenal have just as strong a chance to win the league as anyone right now. I would say it's literally Liverpool, City, and Arsenal are like all roughly the same level of I could see them winning the league. And then just below them, 3 Chelsea still have a chance. I still think it's unlikely because they just have so many young players. But with how well they've done this season, you at least got to say they're at least somewhat have a chance. And I don't think no one else has a fucking chance this season, if we're just being real. But those 3 teams at the top, I don't think there's any clear favorite. As good as Liverpool have been this season, I can't call them a clear favorite right now. I think y'all got a chance, bro.
We'll see, bro.
Y'all need to sign potentially a 9 at some point. I don't know if it'll happen in January.
That's probably not gonna happen.
Maybe even just a loan move to bring in some depth from somewhere. Something, dude.
Instead of fucking, who do we need? What was our fucking striker back in the day? Who was the Spanish striker?
Spanish striker?
Yeah, you remember him?
At Arsenal?
Yeah. Lopez or some shit like that?
What?
Yeah, bruh. 15, 16, bruh.
What?
Like Giroud.
Lucas Perez! Oh, shit. My brain just forgot. Who else did he play? He played for some big teams, didn't he?
He played for like Celta Vigo, I'm pretty sure.
Nah, but I thought he played for some other big teams.
Nah, he just played for like Celta Vigo and shit.
How did he end up at Arsenal? What were you thinking?
It was Arteta's one of his first moves. He's like, I want a Spanish.
Nah, this is Arsene Wenger.
Oh shit.
According to Wikipedia.
You want a Spanish striker?
West Ham. Wow. Dude, wow. You know what? Salute, man. Salute. What a player. Good pull. Good pull. Yes, you need a Lucas Perez. Good pull. Should give Giroud a call.
Bro, you're trash as fuck.
What do you mean? Amor, amor, amor. Amor, amor, amor.
That's it?
Ruben Amorim.
That's it?
We might have already killed him. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the pictures of him that are like just from him on the sideline, it's like I think he's finally realizing like, oof.
I fucked up.
Not I fucked up, but
fucked up.
This is gonna be hard.
I fucked up.
I wouldn't go that far, but this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. The dude is gonna he's got it all in front of him. So to start with, there's a lot that could be said about this game. I think the lack of availability for players, especially in the back line, made it tough to
interesting lineup. Fuck, bro.
give a full representation of the system he wants to implement, in the midfield as well. Having Casemiro and Eriksen as your midfield partnership is very much not ideal in 2024. Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah.
They are old men.
Yeah.
One of them, I hate to be rude here, but one of them is a zombie.
Yeah.
That's just, it is what it is. And so that's a problem. That's a big time problem for me. When 50% of your midfield partnership is zombies, that's not cool. The back line, having Matsuraoui and Johnny Evans in there, that can't happen either. In the back three, that's problematic. Matsuraoui, it kind of works when you have a defensive fullback on the left-hand side that can kind of drop. It can kind of work with him, but Johnny Evans, it's going to be tough to make that work consistently, especially, I think maybe with Lisandro Martinez, because he's got a bit more agility, pace to kind of make up for that type of thing. But it's rough with De Ligt next to him as well.
I feel that the board told him nah, you gotta have to work with what you have. You're not gonna be able to make no signings type of shit.
I mean, if that's the financial situation, then it is what it is. I just hope that
sad.
Yes, it is kind of sad, but I hope that they're doing that with the understanding that we might not instantly have a super crazy jump up in form if the squad is still the same. We have to be patient with him if the understanding is that there's not going to be any big signings early on in his career. So, overall, because I don't want to drag it out too much, if we could get some more athleticism in the back line So obviously, like Martinez being back in there with his athleticism and then the ability to play with the ball at his feet.
So who do you think y'all need type of player?
It's not even who do we need to sign. I'm just saying if we have our fully fit squad and we're able to have Lissandro Martinez in there instead of Johnny Evans, if we're able to have Mainu and maybe Mount in there instead of Casemiro and Eriksson, and then the rest of the team is all the same, I think that we see a better version of the system that we just saw with some more time for them to obviously get used to playing the system like that. The first signing I would hope that we would make, I think that midfield position partnering Kobe is going to be a big one because Mount, Eriksson, Casemiro all bring different qualities and they're all decent players in their own right. But I think we need like a top level box to box 8 that can play next to Manu and help him cover ground. I mean, we went for very heavily and didn't get Frankie de Jong. I think any player with that type of a skill set.
Good luck with that one, but yeah.
Obviously, I know that doesn't grow on trees, but a player that can play a bit deeper, pick up the ball a bit deeper in the field, transition from defense to attack, a player who can have good defensive positioning but can also have an eye for a pass going forward. These are all key qualities. And it's not like these players don't exist. They're just a bit harder to find and they tend to cost a lot of money when they're really good. But we just do need a player like that. Like if we want to be an elite team, we need to start buying some elite players at some point. And so I think that's a big one that I would like to see us spend a lot of money on at some point, is like a truly top level midfielder that really fits the profile of what Amorim wants for that squad. I'm curious to see how Rashford does at the striker spot. He started off well, literally in the first 2 minutes, scoring a goal.
That was interesting that he played him there after a long time. He hasn't played there.
I do think that it can work, but I'm not sure if it can work with Garnacho playing with him as well. Because they still do occupy similar spaces and like to do similar things on the ball. And Garnacho's not the best playmaker. I'd almost like to see Garnacho also in that striker spot just to see how it would look. I think it'd be interesting.
Garnacho at striker, you're crazy.
In this system, I think it could be interesting. But as a 10, either he has to improve his decision-making and playmaking in the final third, or he has to find a different role, maybe as a wingback, similar to what we saw Ahmad doing.
How much time does he have to learn? How old is he already?
Rashford?
Yeah.
27.
No.
So, no, that's why I'm saying. I think Rashford is good at the striker spot. I like him there. Garnacho is the problem. They're very similar. And when they're both that high up on the pitch, they kind of get in each other's way a bit. And Garnacho's service as a playmaker for Rashford as a striker is not good enough. So that's why I'm saying, so let's say we go for Mazraoui at this right wing back spot and then have a De Ligt here, Martinez here, Delo here, or Shaw here, and that's your back four. As I know they can't see the audience, but I'm looking at the lineup we had from this most recent match, and instead of Ahmad at the right wing back spot, who is that more attacking wing back? Because it seems like Amorim he likes to have kind of one attacking, one defensive fullback in those wing back spots. So instead of having the attacking wingback be on the right side, you have that be a bit more defensive with Mazraoui, so on with the back line, and then have Garnacho at that left wingback spot as the more attacking fullback to provide more width, and then have Mount, Bruno as your 10s with Rashford at the striker. I think that would be interesting. That's why with Amorim's system, there's a lot of interesting variations and different ways we could flip it around that I actually think will utilize a lot of the players in the squad. Ahmad looked really, really good. I think Rashford looked really, really good. Bruno looked really pretty good. A lot of the players for the first game under the new manager looked strong. I'm interested to see how this system continues to develop. I'm very happy that we have a manager with a very clearly defined style of play, because that's one of the things that they killed Ten Hag for. And so this is going to be something where when you watch Man United play, you're going to know you're watching Man United playing, no matter if you could see the jerseys or not. You're going to know from the style of football what we're doing. And it's interesting. It's different. It's aggressive. And I think that if we get the right players, which we're fucking Manchester United, we should be able to get the right players.
Oh, shit.
If we get the right players, this is going to be really interesting, bro. I do think y'all kind of fucked up letting this dude come over here.
Mm.
Have you heard the rumor, and I don't know if this is true or not, but there is a rumor floating around that Amorim was the desired replacement for Pep, and him going to United is part of the reason why he's opted to extend his contract another year so they can find a suitable replacement.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, I've heard people talk. I think I heard it was like Gary Neville and them were talking about this shit. No, this is like an actual thing people are talking about. This is a real rumor.
Mm.
This is a real rumor.
Mm.
I can see if I can find like an article about it real quick.
Let's see, bro. Tinfoil hat type of shit. Exactly, you're struggling because you can't find it. That was tinfoil hat shit. Those just making it up.
Bro. I swear that there was something I had seen about it.
Search up his full name, put his full name in, and put like rumor going to city. Stupid ass. Oh. What? Ruben Amorim has admitted.
So what?
Let me see an actual article from a real person, a reliable source. Mr. Reliable, deniable, fiable. I don't believe that he's a pedophile.
From Sky Sports, Ruben Amorim says he considered following Hugo Viana to Man City before approach from Old Trafford Club. This word right here means rumored. So this is from the article that says a move to City had long been rumored before he signed for Man United. So it had been a rumor for a long time that he was going to go to Manchester City to replace Pep.
Yeah.
And there has been rumors. Like I said, I saw Gary Neville talking about this stuff. I forget where, but like I had seen people, like legitimate high up people in football media, football journalism, talking about the fact that Pep was supposed to be replaced by Amorim, but because we got him and now City doesn't know who they're gonna replace him with, that's part of why he extended his contract.
You're supposed to, but whatever. Okay.
There's no tinfoil hats over here, brother. I promise you that.
Whole lot of tinfoil here, look.
No, sir, brother. I'm just. What do you think about that rumor? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on that?
It's wild to me. It's wild to me. It's like wow. If that's actually true, like
so as a fan who doesn't fuck with either club, you don't like Man City or Man United.
It's not that I don't.
Okay, but you're not a fan of either club.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make you think like, oh, like W Man United, like that's kind of y'all kind of cooked them?
That'll be a steal for Man United if it's actually true.
Cause that's how I've been kind of feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I realized that he was one of the names high up on their list, and we kind of snatched him from him. Mm-hmm. That's what all kind of put it together for me. If maybe this is why Ten Hag kind of got cut out a bit earlier than I expected this semester. I'm so used to my college shit. This fucking season was fucking like, I expected him to get until at least Christmas time, roughly, at the start of the season. Even if shit was going bad, I thought he'd get roughly until December.
You thought?
And then he would get sacked if shit was going bad. They did that shit in early November. Literally, like, 2 months before I was expecting. I've talked to a lot of people about this shit that are, like, just football fans. Everyone I've spoken with, shit I've seen online, people were surprised at how early Ten Hag was sacked. And so, to me, it was interesting, the timing, but that rumor with the whole City thing with Amorim kind of put it all into perspective for me of like, oh, maybe part of the reason why we rushed it is because we wanted to make sure we got that fool in ASAP before that fool went off to go signing with anyone else. Interesting shit. And if that is the case, obviously, we'll never know. But if that is the case, Ineos is fucking cooking, dude. And I'm fucking with this shit. I'm fucking with this shit. We're back.
Definitely hot.
Can I say that? publicly on the internet, we're back.
Can you say you're saying we're back with the tinfoil hat?
I got a half evil hat on. Because I'm a red devil, brother. And we're back.
Yeah. With the tinfoil hat.
We're fucking back. We're fucking back. I'm actually excited now. Bro, he's the guy. He's the fucking guy.
Oh my god.
He's an absolute
How
guy.
much guys have you said that
And can you
about?
tell me what? Can you tell me what, bro? He's
How
only
much
like...
guys have you said that about?
He's like 23 years old, bro. He's fucking... He's
He's like
in manager years. He's like a kid, dude. He's a fucking... Dude, he's gonna have like 100 years left of managing, basically.
Bro, it was probably born like in 1999 or some shit.
He's gonna be the Man United manager until I probably retire.
Bro was born like in 1999, like something young.
He's gonna be like Fergie, old ass man, and I'm gonna be like, that's the my dog. Amor.
You wish.
We're back.
He said the same shit about Ten Hag, bro.
And we were back then too, it just didn't happen. But I still believe it. We were back.
You're back still.
It just didn't happen, but we were back for a second.
You're back, and then you fell off, but now you're back again.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's life. How shit goes, bro. Like Pep Guardiola, sometimes you gotta crash out, but you bounce back. Just gotta bounce back, though.
Definitely.
You don't think the lack of depth is a scary thing? Like the fact that as soon as there's a teenager not on the pitch, you guys completely collapse to an extent? In an attacking sense?
Like a Chinese factory, bro.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Got a whole lot of yucking labor. Yeah.
Dude. What the fuck?
What?
Oh, shit. I mean... But this is the thing, bro. If you got one kid who's making like a dozen iPhones an hour, and then the next kid you bring in only makes like 8,
that's not
6.
Yeah, bro.
No, but that's the thing. You got one kid
goals
who's
and
like
assists.
top iPhone maker, GOAT iPhone. Like this dude's basically the reincarnation of Steve Jobs. And then you got some fucking kid that you gotta sub in sometimes because Steve Jobs Jr. gets tired. And this next kid isn't hitting the same. Like, yes, you still got these youngins putting in the work, but if it's not the same level of work, just to go off of your analogy, obviously, are you not worried that, like, if Steve Jobs Jr. ain't out there, that y'all might be kind of cooked? Because Steve Jobs Jr. is him. A.K.A. Lamine Yamal, for people who have gotten lost.
I mean, we seen that we'd be able to adapt some type of, like, play style without him and shit.
How much weight can you even put on today's result, though? Because as much as they've done pretty well so far in the Champions League, it is still a team that's, like, kind of a mid-table,
It's a mid-table
upper mid-table
team,
league
but they've been,
team.
like, beating every other competition that's supposed to be
Okay.
our competition and shit.
I'm curious to see going forward in the Champions League who you guys have got. Oof. Dortmund up next will be very interesting.
Mhm.
Atalanta will be a decent challenge coming up, but that's
this
not for a
Champions League
while.
should last for a while.
Yeah, I know. I do believe that's the end of that, the group stage and everything in late January. Honestly, yeah, to be fair, there's only a couple more, like, truly tough fixtures coming up for you guys in the Champions League, in this whole league stage. And you guys are still right up there at the top, so fuck, man. I guess you can start booking your tickets, start booking your flight for the round of 16, bro. Gotta head out there.
I'm gonna go, bro.
We're gonna go see Steve Jobs Jr. and go to work.
I'm gonna go.
Hell yeah, bro. That's fire. So are Barca winning the Champions League? I think I'm gonna just start asking you this every time we talk about Barca.
Mm-hmm.
Are Barca winning La Liga or Barca winning Champions League?
Possibly Champions League.
And La Liga?
Yeah.
I feel like I would say the same if I was a Barca fan. You can feel pretty confident about that. Damn, bro. What's up with Gavi? That's the last thing I want to ask you. This guy has not been doing shit.
Injury, coming back and out from injury, it's hard. He'll come back. He has his little moments of shining.
Okay. Just wondering.
Shut up, I fuck you up, talk shit about my players just because we're better than your fucking bitch ass team. The fuck?
I'm just fucking asking.
The fuck?
I can't just ask you what's up with Gavi. That fool I haven't seen no Gavi shit happening
What's up with
lately.
Rashford?
Scoring goals.
When?
Regular shit.
When?
Last game he played in. Regular shit.
Mm.
You know how that shit be.
How much goals does he have in the season?
Just have emotion, twin.
How much goals does he have in the season?
Just having emotion, twin.
Just having motion. How much goals does he have in the season?
Did you see that fool's fit when he was at the Knicks game?
I don't care.
That shit was tough.
Tell me
bro.
how much goals
He had the
has in
Chrome
the
Hearts
season,
shit
bro.
on. He had the Chrome Hearts shit on. That shit was
I don't care.
hard.
Just tell me how much goals he has in the season. I don't care about his fit. Tell me his goals.
If I had to guess,
Probably like 4.
yeah, somewhere. I don't know.
Pick a That's right, shit. Pick a boo.
Bruh, you're not shit either, bruh. Let's just be honest. He got 5. 5 goals, 3 assists, and 19 appearances. That's not
How
bad.
much does Saka have as a winger?
I knew this fool's gonna say that. This fool always wants to bring up soccer.
Nah, I feel like talk shit, bro.
Cause this fool's not even good like that, bruh.
Mm.
This fool's not even good like that. This fool has 6 goals, 9 assists in
Oh,
17
right.
games.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's okay.
That's okay.
Decent.
Right.
It's whatever.
Right.
Go trophy for trophy right now. So you see this? This fool's got 1 little FA Cup and 2, I don't know, what's that? Super
Shoot.
Cup.
Community Shield.
English Super Cup. And then, hold on, let me pull this up.
What do you guys fucking have?
God damn, bruh. Player of the year twice, top goal
Oh
scorer,
my God.
Europa League, that's European silverware, something Arsenal's never experienced. Twice as many FA Cups as this fool. Couple EFL Cups in the mix too. This fool's got stupid dummy trophies in the cabinet, bruh. Hella trophies in the cabinet. Running out of space, actually. He's probably had to buy more cabinets. Because Ruben's bringing hella more. Facts.
Not with him. He's probably going to like Everton. Wolverhampton.
Arsenal would literally love to have Marcus Rashford at the club right now.
way.
He's better than every striker option you have at your club right now. Better than... Okay, so he's not better than Gabby Jesus and Kai Havertz.
No. Kai Havertz probably has the same, even better record than him. Look up Kai Havertz right now.
Are you fucking stupid for what
Look
the
up
fuck?
Kai Havertz right now.
Nah, bruh.
Yo,
Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh.
How much that
Yo
is?
ass tweaking, bro. Yo ass is tweaking. This fool's got 8 goals and 1 assist in 18 games.
That's better than Rashford.
Nah. You're tripping, brother. You're tripping.
Yes, look again.
Bro, you're drunk. For real. You're drunk for real, bro.
Good, bro.
Let's do a direct comparison. Brother has 5 goals, 3 assists, 19 games.
8.
So this fool has 9 goal contributions.
And this one has 8.
Playing as a striker, by the way. One of them plays as a winger.
No, Rashford played as a striker.
For 1 game.
Mm.
For 1 game.
Mm.
This entire rest of the season, he's been playing as a winger.
Okay.
So we're talking about someone who's a winger having just as good of numbers as someone who's a striker.
But he said he...
So if you put him as the striker, I'm pretty sure he's going to have even more numbers because strikers score more than wingers.
Right.
Yes.
Mm.
That's how it works. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. That's why Havertz has more goals than Saka because strikers score more goals. And so if you put Rashford as striker, he would score more than Kai Havertz.
So it's not going to score more goals as striker.
No, because he doesn't have the body for it. Rashford's over 6 feet tall. He's actually got a muscular physique. Saka's small and skinny. He's very fast and good. Like, he has great agility and balance, but he has...
cute, bruh.
No, I'm telling you that's the way that football works, is you have to have the right build to play certain positions. And Rashford is built to be able to play striker in the Premier League. Saka is not physically. He can play winger, but not striker. He can't hang with the center backs in this league.
What are we talking about Barcelona? How the fuck did we get here? Yeah.
Because you start saying, oh, look up fucking this fool, look up that fool, look up this fool, look up that fool.
Nah, man.
You just start talking shit about everybody.
You just try to prove a point every time, bruh.
What the fuck does that have to do with shit?
You were the first person to look up something, bruh.
Nah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Nah, bruh.
Yeah,
all I said
bruh.
was fucking something about Gavi. And then he started talking shit about Rashford for no reason. That's what happened.
And he let him out.
Well, because you started talking bare shit about my nerd.
Yeah,
That's not cool.
Uh-huh.
That's not cool. I don't appreciate that. What the fuck, bro? What is wrong with you, bro?
He's like talking shit, bruh.
You're a fucking tweaker. Barca fucking suck, bro.
They don't.
Real's gonna win the league.
Better than whatever.
And y'all are gonna get knocked out in the quarterfinals
We're
of
just
Champions
mad
League.
we recovered quicker than Man United.
Remember this shit, chat. Real are gonna win La Liga.
We are.
And Barca are gonna get knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
We are.
Stamp it.
We are.
Stamp it.
We are.
Stamp it. We are.
Yeah.
We are. D-I-Y. So the last thing I wanted to go through here in the football section was just kind of running through some of the different shit in the Champions League. We touched on Arsenal a bit earlier, obviously.
Also Barca.
Big W for you guys. Barca touched on Brest earlier. That was definitely a good result for them. Want to shout out Atleti, a team that I've been kind of banging the drum for them this season. It's obviously not a super competitive game, but nice to see them taking care of business. Man City, dude, we touched on that one a bit earlier, but just what the fuck, man. What the fuck? What a mess. What a mess. I guess there's nothing too crazy. We kind of touched on all of these bigger results.
Every team that needed to do what they needed to do kind of did. But honestly, the surprising factor was Arsenal versus Sporting, I guess you can say. But like I told you
because they
earlier,
really took care of business more than we expected. But yeah, no, for sure. Like all of the teams that, for them besides Man City, I guess, that needed to get a result today got a result.
But like I told you with Sporting, it's the same team, but it's a different team at the same time.
Yeah, obviously without their manager and stuff. Tomorrow's Champions League games, I guess now we've crossed past midnight, so this afternoon's Champions League games, not too crazy, barring one. There's one kind of headline fixture, a rematch of some finals that we've seen in relatively recent years. A game that will have, I think, some heated tension to it. Two teams that don't like each other, for sure.
One team that needs to prove themselves, especially right now.
I think two teams that need to prove themselves, but from different points. Real Madrid coming into this, obviously, needing to prove themselves as a team that can actually hang with the best teams in Europe this season. But I think Liverpool, in a different way, since they're not the Klopp Liverpool, this will be a result that will, even for the haters like myself, you gotta at least give them some serious credit for it. Like, this is a chance for them to make a statement as well. There is a lot of weight on this game, and because of that, for some reason, I feel like it's gonna end up in a draw. Which is boring, but, like, because both teams need it so bad, I could just see it ending up as, like, a 2-2 or some shit. I don't know why, but I just feel it.
You feel it's going to be a draw? No.
I just feel something about it. Yeah, I don't know why.
It's not going to be that exciting or some shit?
No, I think it could be a really good game still, but I just feel like both teams are kind of gonna throw it all at each other, and I feel like it'll just end up. I get that vibe. I don't know. How you feeling about it? What's the prediction?
Bro, Real did good this past weekend, but we'll have to see how they rebound against an actual like competition. I guess you can say.
Give me a score line.
Probably fucking.
Give me a score line. It's tough.
Oh. I'd probably give like 3-2 Liverpool.
Okay. I can see it. It's definitely gonna be, like I said, a heated, I think a chippy game. I'm excited to see how that shit plays out. Man United are gonna win 7-0. I was gonna say 7, but that's not enough.
Who are they even playing?
Bodo Glint.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
Amorim can definitely show his attributes there.
Yes. He might sub himself on, to be honest. He's young enough. Like, that's the dope thing about having a manager that's in their late 30s.
He's like, what, like fucking 17 or some shit?
Yeah, that's what's great about having a manager that's 17. It's like he's got his whole career ahead of him as a footballer still as well.
Yeah.
Player, coach, and everything. He's just going to be chilling at striker, but then I was like...
Bro, hasn't even hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
He's probably a late bloomer and shit.
No, he'll be good. Yeah, no. I mean, he's got a full beard, so I think he's fine. Yeah. Gonna be an interesting week of Champions League and European football in general.
Let's see. If Amorim loses this game, how do you feel?
Too early to make any major indictments.
Okay.
It would depend heavily on the team selection.
Such a pessimistic United fan.
What does that mean, pessimistic? I feel like that's optimistic. I'm trying not to get too negative about it too early. Cause, bro, how am I gonna judge the fool for shit?
Because you do the same thing with Ten Hag. You're so hopeful and I believe in that.
Because I genuinely did. I genuinely did. But it didn't work out. Fuck it. Chalk it. L. Now I gotta get behind the new manager. You're positive about your clubs too, bro. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, we're fucking trash. Our manager sucks," because he lost one game. No, he was already getting shitted on enough for drawing with Ipswich. But like I said, there was already enough signs in the squad that I saw that were interesting. Some things I'd like to see shifted with the team selection once people are available and fit. And I think we'll be moving in the right direction.
Sorry, chat. He's going back into the rant.
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Turn his TV off.
Turn his TV off.
Turn his TV off.
You don't think Ariana's winning Europa League?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any competition in Europa League, you think?
I think Spurs are in it. They obviously look pretty good right now. There's a couple decent teams in there. But no, we're gonna...
You're gonna win it?
Yeah.
Right, man.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna be in fucking, what's that shit called? Conference League next year?
No. Champions League.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much you wanna bet?
I will...
Over or under?
I will shotgun a beer on the podcast if Manchester United do not qualify for the Champions League.
Under, I'll do the same.
If they make it,
Yeah.
you'll do it?
Mm-hmm. Over, I mean, so you're under.
Well, it's not really a over-under
Under,
situation.
yeah.
It's just a yes-no.
Mm-hmm.
Do we make it? Yes or no?
No, I'm over. Making fourth place. I'm under.
Well, it's not where we finish in the table because honestly, I do not think we'll finish in the top 4 this season. Just because the top 4 teams have already kind of set themselves apart.
Europa League.
But I do think we're gonna win the Europa League, though. I do. I genuinely do. That's why I bet a beer on it. I do think we'll win the Europa League.
Shotguns a street.
I will shotgun a beer at the start of the podcast. We will do this shit on some crazy vibes.
Fuck. Wow.
And you're gonna have to do it when we qualify. It's just gonna be an L for you, brother.
No, it's not.
I fucking called it. I fucking called it. I was sitting here on this podcast and you were looking at me like a madman. I said, Luis, listen to me, brother. Brother. CM Punk, it just makes sense, brother. The tie-in with Paul Heyman, too perfect. It just all made so much sense. Even I thought it was unlikely, but I knew that it made so much. It was too perfect. I am so thankful that Triple H watches the show and realized that that was the move.
He watches it.
Yes, man. I know.
We need to get a Triple H figure, bro. I need to bring one for fun.
I got one in there. It just don't. He's not in the box, so he's not gonna be able to stand up there properly. Unfortunately, that was from when I was a kiddo. He was actually in the ring with the real graps shit. But
No.
Punk is the 5th member of the babyface team in the men's War Games match. Punk is a part of the bloodline temporarily. How are we feeling?
I guess it does.
Besides the fact that I called, how are we feeling?
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense at the same time.
How does it not make sense for you? Because obviously he's going to want to help out his man.
Punk, Heyman with Punk? Yeah, I don't know, bro.
That's his dog. That's his dog. You got to look out
That's
for your
his favorite,
dog.
yo.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I've seen a lot of people say is that this is probably going to carry the feud with Seth Rollins, probably.
I definitely think that that's another positive benefit, and that wasn't something I even called out in my prediction, but I do think that with how much Seth was against helping Roman and how much Seth already hates Punk.
And then Punk just doing it just like that out of nowhere and shit.
Exactly. It definitely adds some fuel to that fire and can give a good segue to getting us back to Seth versus Punk, which we've always known we were going to get there eventually somehow. It was just a matter of when and how. This could definitely be the way that we get there. I'm very excited to see how all that develops. I guess, are you happy with the direction that they went over? I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm very happy with Punk being the final member. Do you think that that was a solid step? Do you prefer it over Seth, I guess, is a better question. Do you think Seth would have been better, or do you think Punk makes more sense?
Yeah, Punk makes a little more sense at the end of the day.
My thing is that...
I feel like it's going to be some type of storyline continuing with this shit and shit, bro.
My thing is that pretty much every other babyface who had been pitched or mentioned on the show, besides like maybe a Braun Breaker or something, had been kind of fucked over by Roman and the bloodline at some point. And so it wouldn't have really made sense for any of those top level faces to come in align with Roman.
A good pop that they got, bro.
Punk is one of the very few, the only probably top level babyface in the company right now that hasn't had a major moment screwed up by the bloodline interfering and cheating and Roman Reigns and the wise man shenanigans. So he's one of the only people that has, or he's the only guy who has the tie-in with someone in that group, that being Paul Heyman, to like motivate him to want to help, and no beef, no negative feelings that he's holding on to towards the bloodline. So it just makes so much sense. It's really perfect, and I'm really happy that Triple H landed on, in my opinion, the right decision. It would have made Seth kind of look like a bitch, in my opinion, for him to just throw all of his beef with Roman to the side just because, like, they needed him to stand on business with that, and I'm happy they did. They definitely found the right call, in my opinion. Now, I do still think I've been right from the jump. That, and I always think that, but this just needed to be 4 versus 4. Just, it's it's been a lot of like having to jump through different hoops
Bronson Reed, I don't know
to
about
make
that
shit
one,
work.
yeah.
But assuming that they had to make it 5-on-5, like if
I feel like I said that in one of the shows that possibly Bronson Reed is gonna somehow drain the blood out at some point, and like
I don't know. I can't remember. Potentially, yeah, potentially, because obviously, like he has the whole Samoan heritage and everything like that. I don't think he's related to anyone in the bloodline. I've looked into. I don't think he wasn't on the family tree.
Solo.
You remember the PowerPoint that The Rock did at the thing they did in like Vegas or wherever it was before WrestleMania 40, and he wasn't on the thing. So I don't think he's in the clan. But he's got the...
He's in the family bloodline because I seen when like they did that fucking presentation for WrestleMania and he was on the tree or whatever.
He wasn't on the tree.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Look it up.
Bruh, he was not on the tree.
Yes, he was.
Oh, I'm just looking at the bottom level because that's where he'd have to be. No. 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 No, no, no. 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 He is not in here. What you pointing at?
I don't know, I'm just looking.
Ain't shit in there, brother. I've been trying to tell you, he's not. It's okay. You wrong. It's okay.
About the rest of you, bro.
It's okay. We could do that too. You can hit me with a tsunami. It's not gonna make them related. Cause you said that shit last week, and I was like, okay, maybe. I didn't know that, but maybe. And I looked into it, and no, he's not. He's not. But he is Samoan though, so that is at least something there. I feel like that is a bit of a weak connection. Like, I feel like it shouldn't just be if you're
Samoan
or Polynesian or whatever that you're allowed to be involved in the group. But
that's wild. That's honestly a wild take.
I mean, it just feels like the whole bloodline thing is that it's family.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's extended, at least it's all roughly under that same family tree.
That's their answer to Sammy?
Well, no, yeah, obviously he was just brought in as like kind of a external, but I do think he's a part of the bloodline now. And this is my reasoning behind that, because that's something that we were kind of discussing last week, and I wanted to get to this. We had kind of asked the question, is he going to be a part of the bloodline going forward? What's going to be the situation here? Yeah. I had hoped he wasn't, because I wanted to see him continue to get his own solo push. No pun intended, no solo push. But I do think he might stick around with them, and my reasoning is, when CM Punk came out with the babyface bloodline, the OG bloodline, and they all hit the pose that Tribal Chief's not hitting it. LA Knight's kind of hitting it, which is funny. But when they hit the pose, CM Punk hit the go to sleep. But when I've seen Solo's bloodline 2.0 hitting the pose, Bronson be hitting the pose. And so I think that I don't know if I'm just overreading into that, but
properly,
I think that everything is intentional with the bloodline. I think everything we see on screen with the bloodline does have purpose.
That's interesting.
I do. I don't think that they do anything accidentally. Personally, when it comes to the bloodline especially, I think that's a storyline they take very serious, very meticulously. And so I could see that all kind of playing in and being a factor as far as the early signs of Bronson Reed being like fully aligned with this bloodline. And character-wise, he does fit right in. Like, he always kind of would already dress like that at times with the suits and everything like that. Like, he's got that dominating heel shit going. I think that he instantly adds a lot more to the group than like the Tongans in a lot of ways. Like, Tama Tonga is a really interesting character, and the whole kind of crackhead gimmick that he's got going it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But he hasn't gotten a chance to fully demonstrate what he can do in the ring yet, and Bronson Reed has. Like, Bronson Reed is definitely more of a threat to me, in my opinion. So, I mean, it's definitely an interesting match, and I mean, that segues us pretty nicely into the predictions part of the show. This is definitely an interesting one because a lot of these matches, I don't know, man. I don't know, but let's go ahead and get into this. Let's start with the match that was announced the most hastily. The most out of nowhere match that we have on the card, which is LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Because really, Shinsuke has been off of all WWE programming for months and months.
House shows in Japan, I heard, or whatever.
Yeah, but like for the audience who gets to just watch the shows, Raw and SmackDown every week, the NXT and everything, he's just been completely ghost. And then out of nowhere, he comes back and interferes in an LA Knights match recently. And now because of that interference and a promo that he cut, that's just it. And now we're getting a United States Championship match. I don't love the build up to it. And the reasoning behind that is I feel like they've booked themselves into a lose-lose situation. They didn't build up Shinsuke enough to where LA Knight defeating him is like a legitimate stripe on his resume going forward. I don't think it will be remembered very much. But if you have LA Knight lose and do a shock championship switch over for Shinsuke, I think it makes LA Knight look pretty shitty for the same reason, because there's not a lot of build. And then with Shinsuke, it's like, well, where do we go from here? Because there wasn't even much of a storyline going into it. I feel like
it's going to be like still an LA Knight win, honestly, at this point.
I agree. I do think LA Knight is going to win. And I just think, can I tell you the problem with that, though? My issue with that is I feel like that just buries Shinsuke and this new character that he's bringing out, this kind of like ghost.
A lot of fans, they like that shit that he's doing right now. And
no, it is. I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But that's why I say I wouldn't have put him in a championship match right now. That's the thing I was gonna say
about Shinsuke. Is like I like the little language barrier that he's able to break that by doing the little like cutscene things he's doing. And shit
it's very interesting. It's very cool, and he puts himself all into these characters. Like he really sells that whole like creepy, like I said, ghost-like kind of character that he's doing right now. The issue I have with it is because it's all been presented to us so recently. Yeah. No matter what happens, it's either going to feel too sudden for him to get the win, which I don't think is going to happen. What's more likely is this new character just got presented to us and it's instantly going to look weaker because he's going to
might be a close, some bullshit's probably going to happen.
I would hope that somehow they try and protect him with, some type of interference or something.
He's not like a fucking straight baby face. He's
but
more like
even
a fucking,
then,
like,
it's like
anti-hero
already a chalked match at that point. Like, why are we even putting this on Survivor Series if it's just going to be some weak match with an interference? Like, at that point, just make it the main event of a SmackDown. Like, I don't even understand why you're giving it a PLE spot. And again, to just randomly announce it in the middle of the episode of Raw beforehand, where it just gets, like, oh, and by the way, we also just announced, like, blah, blah, blah. That was literally how they brought it up on the show. I just feel like it undermines LA Knight as the champion. It undermines Shinsuke's new character. It's a problem I've had with LA Knight's championship run overall is that he has not gotten enough substantial storylines. Like, he did so much more for Logan Paul's title reign, being the babyface chasing him for a long time, versus him now as the babyface champion. He has had no strong heels that have been able to give him a significant challenge for a long period of time, which is weird because SmackDown's roster is fucking stacked. Like, how they've managed to bottle the whole, like, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes shit is insane to me, because those matches that they were doing against each other were insane. And then when it's come to getting LA Knight involved in that and making it a 3-man feud, I feel like it's completely missed the mark. Like, I don't know what's going wrong with LA Knight and this championship run, but they need to give it a serious boost with a real feud with someone who can actually feel like a legitimate threat and give them something to work with in a promo sense, because this is not it. This is not it. And as we can see, like, I'm a fan for real of this dude. Like,
you don't want this feud to just be like just a quick one and done or what?
I don't. Yeah, I don't want to see it just completely go to nothing and
But
then.
dude, there's gonna be a one and done. I feel like I said it's probably gonna build up more to.
I mean, no, I could see it continuing, and maybe they have a rematch at Saturday Night Main Event, which is coming up pretty soon after Survivor Series. Like, I could see stuff like that happening. Unfortunately, due to the language barrier, I don't know if it's the best. Because the thing is LA Knight shines the most with those back and forth interactions on the mic. And you're just not going to get that with Shinsuke. It isn't going to happen. It's only going to be pre-scripted, pre-recorded segments. Which for Shinsuke, he's able to shine, like you said. That segment's awesome. But it doesn't give LA Knight the opportunity to respond, which sells him short. Like, he needs a true heel that has some sort of competence on the mic that he can get some sort of a feud going with. Like, I'd like to see him have a feud with a Grayson Waller for the championship that actually lasts a bit. Someone who has a bit of mic skills, who's a real heel, who will be able to go back and forth with them for, like, there's guys that, and that's why I'm saying, like, the SmackDown roster, Carmelo Hayes, if they would have actually done a better job with that feud, I think could have done something really special, but it just didn't really come to fruition properly. There are so many names on the roster that you could get an really interesting storyline with LA Knight going, and they've just been selling him short since he's got the belt, and it sucks. Like, I as such a fan of his, I want to see him get his chance to really show his stuff while he's carrying the belt, and it's not happening so far, and I'm worried that eventually we're going to get to the point where he drops the title and all of a sudden he's just kind of back to being a fun promo here and there in the occasional SmackDown main event.
That's wild. Slim Jim.
Yeah, basically the Slim Jim sponsored matches and shit. I would hate to see him end up in that role where there's kind of a low ceiling on it, because I do think his potential is real. I think he should get a run with, like, the World Heavyweight Championship or Universal Championship. I just do. Not a super extended long one, but, like, I think it'd be really exciting to see him go through that just for a couple months even. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
One like CB.
You know, I was thinking more like when Hardy had it for a bit, and, like, it wasn't the longest title reign, but it was still appreciated. Jeff. Because, you know, he had his title reign, and it was very celebrated. Still talked about to this day. With this one.
But we're talking about the United States Championship.
I'm saying if he's able to move on, he should get a run with this one.
Like that, because CB made the... Yeah, look it up. He had a run with it.
I'm not talking about that, though. Like, I feel like they've already kind of botched his run with the United States Championship early. Like, yes, they could recover it, but I'm saying to give him just a good send-off with it so he can move on to the next level.
You think so he should fucking...
He doesn't need to sit around with the United States Championship forever, bro.
And he's still in this one?
Yeah. That's what I just fucking said if you were listening to my fucking ass. Stupid shit. God.
No,
I just said he needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship or the Universal Championship. He doesn't have to hold it for a long ass time, but he needs to fucking win it. Like Jeff fucking Hardy. Fuck you. Listen to what I'm saying.
No.
Damn, this fool wants to talk about CB so goddamn bad. I know you love Chris Brown. He's better than Michael Jackson, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Talking about fucking Chris Benoit, bitch.
God damn it.
Don't talking about the United States Championship, not the fucking WWE or World Heavyweight Championship. It used to be, bitch.
And I said they need to improve that too.
You think he should be Cody Rhodes for last year?
Yeah, him and Roman and Cody in a triple threat and Hulk Hogan, and he pins all three at once. Fucking dumbass. So annoying, fuck. So you think LA Knight's gonna win, huh?
Yeah, bro. That's what you're saying.
You're fucking stupid.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
That's what makes him win that world championship, bro.
So I could put us both down for an LA Knight victory against Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was interesting, right?
I just want better for my dog. That's it. Braun Breaker in this triple threat match versus Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser.
Interesting.
How we feeling?
Interesting.
Another one of those ones that's kind of hastily thrown together at the last minute. I don't love the booking.
Hello, can I be Ludwig?
I would not be happy with that, personally.
But it low-key might be.
I could see it.
Clicking like Gaga on Gunther's thingy my job.
So what?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that if Braun were to have another time where he kind of wins the title and drops it relatively quickly, we could start to actually stifle the momentum just a tad.
No.
Just a tad. Especially because if he drops it here, it's in a match that was just thrown together at the last minute. There's nothing memorable about this feud. The only thing that could make this not a big L for Braun Breaker is if Sheamus were to win.
That should be interesting.
Because Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship would make him a Grand Slam champion, which, that being such a huge accomplishment for a Hall of Fame legend, I could like, as a Braun Breaker mark, I could allow him losing his Intercontinental Championship to give Sheamus his Grand Slam champion status. It would still, to an extent, though, be frustrating because, like, why the fuck does this fool need to drop the title every 6 weeks?
He's garbage.
But he's not. What the fuck is this? What do you mean? Braun Breaker's garbage? I was about to... Bro, like, don't fucking piss me off. I'll spear you right now. Boom. Boom. Exactly, fool. Bitch. So, overall, thoughts on the match? Because as I've kind of said, I'm not the biggest fan of how this thing was thrown together.
I mean, honestly, it made it look like Ludwig. They made Ludwig look really good, honestly.
They have been starting to build him up a bit more as they've started to make Gunther look a bit worse.
And then
makes me think a feud could be coming.
Sheamus came and then, yeah, everything's kind of went to shit. It was kind of just a casual brawl, I guess you could say.
Do you think that this could be a main event of a Raw? Is that harsh to say on my behalf?
No, I agree with that. But I understand why they put it in Survivor Series. They had to put something in there.
And that's kind of my problem with this match and the one we just talked about, LA Knight.
That's why it's probably going to be like one of those 10, 15-minute matches or some shit, bro.
I don't expect it to last too long, but that's the issue I'm having right now with both the Intercontinental and United States Championship matches that they've booked for Survivor Series is they're just there to fill space. Like, I feel like with how good so much of Triple H's run as the head of creative at WWE has been, there are times where we have these really good feuds going and we miss the mark on getting a match onto a PLE, and then we're forced to just shoehorn in some other random shit. Like, the New Day's got some great shit going right now. The Wyatt Six has still not appeared on a fucking PLE, and it's been like multiple chances by now. How the Wyatt Six can't get a match against what's the fucking, why am I blanking right now? Karrion Kross and all them, like how we can't figure something out there. Like there's so many interesting storylines going on right now within the mid card, which these are all mid card matches. These are the mid card championships that would deserve a good PLE spot. The LWO has been starting a feud with American Made over the last few weeks. There's some interesting stuff you could do there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a whole big faction versus faction mixed tornado tag match that could happen because it all lines up with the amount of male and female members of the groups. Like, there's interesting shit to be done with these feuds, but then instead it's like, fuck it, let's just throw some bullshit together for Braun Breaker and LA Knight to defend their shit. Probably beat everyone involved, and we have both our champions retained, and they're forgettable as fuck matches, and we just move on. Why don't we actually give a chance to the mid-card wrestlers who are giving us really interesting feuds to pay those off at PLEs? Just because they don't have one of these. Because everyone can't have one of these. There's only so many. And so if you're not giving your best storylines to your mid-card champions, which that's another problem in and of itself, that Braun Breaker and LA Knight aren't getting strong storylines as champions, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
The better mid-card storylines are elsewhere at the moment. Mm-hmm. Why don't we give those storylines a chance to pay off at a PLE?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like we're throwing together random shit just because one of these happens to be involved. And that's not going to be as entertaining as a really cool Wyatt 6 match could have been. I don't know. I just had to throw that in there. That you know, because we obviously talk a lot about this shit off camera. You know how big of a fan I am of people like Braun Breaker and LA Knight. These are my guys. Braun Breaker and LA Knight. I'm massive fans of them. So if even I'm advocating for them to not necessarily get the PLE spots at the moment, that tells you two things. One, there's probably better storylines going on right now that deserve the spots more. And two, you really should be booking some better stories and getting some more TV time for your fucking champions. They just don't appear enough on TV. And they don't appear enough talking to people and starting actual feuds. But that's my rant. I just had to get that off my chest.
That's how you feel about the IC and the US championships?
At the moment, yeah. I feel like they're getting sold short.
So you think how so like exactly like kind of could go into like how short they sold the women's IC championship instead of giving it a whole presentation and just said earlier tonight or some shit like that.
Well, we talked about that with the United States Championship on here too. I am stunned with how much they just kind of swept under the rug the announcements for both of those championships. You just brought out Triple H and did a whole big thing for the title as a crown jewel. Like that. Got a whole big presentation. The dudes in the suits were walking around for fucking weeks with their gloves on, showing it off at every opportunity they got. And now the women's mid-card championships, which are actually like a legitimate historic moment in wrestling, because it really does exemplify just how far women's wrestling has come, because there's always been championships for the women's wrestlers at the top end of the card, but this really shows just how strong women's wrestling is, that even in the mid-card level, there's women that deserve recognition in the form of a championship. Like, it really does say a lot about how far we've come from the earlier days of what women's wrestling used to represent in this company. But it got, like you said, just kind of stuffed. Like, I was hoping we'd get, like, a Stephanie McMahon appearance, honestly. I thought that would be a great full circle moment. I think I might have mentioned that on here. Like, for someone who's been through, just like we've seen in documentaries and everything, like, a lot of the unfortunate sides, a lot of the shitty sides of what women's wrestling has been in the past, for her to be able to come out and be a part of a really positive stepping stone going forward in women's wrestling would have been such a beautiful full circle moment for women's wrestling as a whole. And yeah, not to do some pre-taped bullshit for both championships on both shows, unbelievable. And sends the wrong message, but at least they're there now. Hopefully we get some good shit going forward. But back to the back to the predictions. The heavyweight championship match is one of the only matches that's actually gotten a bit of booking going into it, a bit of storyline. And honestly, I'm excited to see how it plays out. I really, really am. The way that Gunther has been playing this whole, like, mentally diminished character, someone who's kind of, like, beaten up, not sure of himself anymore since the loss to Cody at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and I think adds a lot of depth to the Gunther character that we've gotten so used to over the last couple of years, just being this totally sure of himself, totally confident, dominating heel that knows that he's better than his competition, or at least thinks that he is. This is definitely adding a new layer to Gunther. You know, we're seeing insecurity for the first time in Gunther. We're seeing doubt for the first time in Gunther. And it's allowing Damian to shine. You know, his promos have been top tier for the last couple weeks, just absolutely tearing this man to shreds. The reason why I'm curious is because that still doesn't give me 100% confidence Damian Priest will win.
It's not. With the promo I saw earlier with Monday Night Raw, it's usually you've seen the person who's usually like dominant in the fucking promo beforehand is the one who usually is the one who loses.
I agree with that. I do think that there's something to that. However, with this, I feel like there's a pretty strong chance. Part of me is leaning towards Priest getting the win because I feel like we could see Gunther really start to peel back the layers, kind of similar to what we saw Drew McIntyre go through. This character transition where he got fed up with his own disappointment and his own failure and kind of just became the worst version of himself and this ferocious guy obsessed with destroying all of his enemies and stuff. I think that Gunther could go through a very similar character transition in a lot of ways if he is to go on and lose this match against Damian Priest. I think this could be like the unraveling of Super Gunther. You know what I mean? Now, I'm still a bit torn on it though, because definitely the way that Priest has been laying into him, it does feel like he could come out with like the ultimate fury and rage and like really put Priest in his place and kind of set up a bit more of a feud going forward. At least kind of maybe one more match between the two of them. I'm torn on this one, but I do want to give an official prediction for it. I'm going to go ahead and say Priest.
That was a long discussion for just that one match.
I'm going to say Priest. Gunther?
He's gonna retain, bro.
Okay. I didn't write down the last one. We both said Braun Breaker, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I got that. We both got that and that. I'm going to go ahead and give it to fucking El Campeon.
I want to give it to El Campeon. You already know.
I wouldn't be surprised if you end up being right. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up being right. That's one of the matches they've done a actually really good job of. To me, this is just me as a fan. Like, you to each their fucking own, right? But for me as a fan, when I can go into a match feeling like unsure about who's gonna win, at least can convince myself that either side has a good chance. To me, that's like good job storyline wise coming into the match. Whenever I feel like I know who's gonna win, like there's no way that this person is gonna lose, that's when I feel like it's a boring match. You know what I mean? So this is one of the ones that I feel like they've done a good job because I genuinely am a bit unsure. This next one we gotta get into Women's War Games. Interesting.
New member.
Interesting, yeah. So that definitely throws a wrench into things. It's hard to make a prediction when we don't fully know. Well, I guess we know, but How the dynamics are going to play out, though, we don't fully know. Because we saw Bailey and Bianca have a bit of a moment where they seemed like they were cool at the end of Raw. But there's still just so much baggage there with not just Bailey and Bianca, but Bailey and Io. So, yeah, definitely interesting to see how the dynamics of that group mesh. You know what I mean? Naomi's gonna have to do a lot, I think, to get everyone on the same page. I'm gonna be honest, the fact that now Bailey is involved, it makes me lean a little bit more toward the heels winning.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was a bit 50-50 on it before that, but a lot of that genuinely had to do with the fact that both Jade and Bianca were on one team, because we just see them as being such top level stars that they have done so much to protect. It would be a bit of a stretch to see them losing on a team with a lot of other star power as well in their own right. But now that you remove that element of Jade and you add in Bailey, like we said, has so much tension with other members of the team, I could see that tension being a big part of the reason why they lose. And then also, whatever ends up being the reason behind Jade being out, I think could also play into it too. Whether that being like someone from the heel team being the one who did it, or if they have like extra help from other people, or whatever the case may be. I think that there's just been so much chaos and kind of shit going not according to plan with the babyface team over the last kind of week or so. It feels like it's set up for a heel victory. And they're doing it in a way that will protect the baby faces, though. Like them losing a member, it'll be like more because of them bickering than anything else. Like,
I feel like it's gonna be some of that annoying Triple H long storytelling shit.
In a way, I kind of hope that's the case. But like that, this is the launching pad, though. That this starts feuds that can kind of go on from this moment, that can carry on into WrestleMania season and stuff. Because there's so many top level names involved in this match that could potentially feud with one another. Like, this could be the match, who knows, that like fully sets off the bomb between Tiffany and Nia. Something like that. Like how they've kind of teased that they're eventually gonna break up that entire friendship. That this could be the match that completely lights that fuse. We still don't know who attacked Jade and how that's all gonna affect the match. There's definitely a lot of different things that could happen here that could set us up for feuds going forward. So I am hopeful that, despite the fact that the storyline hasn't been as strong coming into the match, that coming out of the match, it'll be some interesting stories set up. And like I said, we talked about it last week, I do think that there's a chance that in-ring action-wise, this could be a show stealer. Like, just with the amount of talented wrestlers that are in the match, and the fact that it's not like a bloodline match where they're going to have to kind of be more calm and paced with everything and how they structure their match. Like, those bloodline matches do tend to be a bit slower. This, like, I think they're just going to go 99 miles an hour from the rip, and it's just going to be a fucking movie. So I'm excited to see it. But overall, I do think I'm going to give my official prediction to the heel team.
Honestly, I was gonna give it more to the. Since Bailey joining, I feel like it's gonna give it more to the babyface side.
Why do you? I'm very curious why.
Cause you remember last time what happened during War Games with when it was damage control and shit. They won literally, cause what was Bailey doing? She was literally fucking putting her body on the line and shit like that, and fucking.
Yeah,
So
but that was her group. She was a part of damage control.
But I feel it's gonna be like same type of story where she's trying to prove herself type of shit. Because I feel like they're trying to push that a lot right now with Bailey.
I can see that, I guess, yeah. Her trying to put it all on the line to gain everyone's trust. Okay. Alright. Oh, shit. I can kind of see it.
So
I still think you're wrong, but I can
That's
kind of see where you're
racist.
coming from, though. Let's go ahead and put this on the babyface women's team. And now getting into what I assume will likely be the main event of the evening.
Yup.
Our Bloodline versus Bloodline showdown featuring our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and the returning wise man with his homie, CM Punk. A lot going on. A lot going on. How we feeling? How we leaning? Who we liking? Who we hating?
It's gonna have to be a Roman win. It's gonna have to be a Roman win.
You think so?
After the last PLE and everything, it's gonna have to be a Roman win.
Why do you think so?
He just has to win it, bruh.
You don't think he can take consecutive L's?
Mm-mm.
What if it's not even him getting pinned? You still think that doesn't work? If it's like Jimmy or Jay or Sammy. Sammy's great for taking a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy would take the pin in a heartbeat. If Sammy gets pinned by Jacob or Solo or something,
And that's the thing.
that's a problem for you?
That's the thing to be interesting with this Friday Night SmackDown coming up with the who gets the advantage with Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu. That's gonna be very interesting, bro.
Yeah.
So
I
see, bro.
do personally think Jay will get ran through.
I feel like that's.
I think Jay's gonna get tossed up.
You
And
think?
Oh, yeah. I think Jacob's gonna go ridiculous. Has Jacob had a match yet? A singles match? I don't believe so.
I don't know.
I don't think he's had a singles match yet. He's tag wrestled for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's had a singles match yet in WWE. There's no way after the shit his debut was coming in and like throwing Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens through like all the tables. He's not gonna he is gonna put Jey Uso in a fucking blender. I promise you. I'd bet the house on that.
Fuck.
So that you could that's over.
Fuck.
5-2-1. Let's just assume
Fuck.
that. Let's just assume that. Even with the heels having the advantage, which they will have, I do agree. I think I'm leaning babyface.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I wouldn't have if it was still they were leaning into like, oh, the team's not fully together, it's all chaotic. But now that the wise man is in the mix, feels like it's gonna bring everything together. Now the wrench that could be thrown in this, and if this happens, boy oh boy. But if these little subtle hints of Heyman being actually a double agent,
that would be crazy.
because you've seen what people have been saying about his outfit when he came out, that
With
it's
the
been
red,
like what Solo used to be wearing earlier this year. And I don't know if you saw the clip when he like winked over at Jimmy when they were doing like the pose, and he kind of stared at Roman a little funny and shit. Like, there's been a couple moments where people are trying to dissect it and see if the wise man has some foul intentions.
We'll see.
Obviously, when the final boss made his return at Bad Blood, there's the clip that went viral of Solo in the crowd, and the fan was recording him, and he said, oh, this is all a part of the plan.
Yeah.
So there have been a couple of these little moments where Solo or someone around Solo has made it seem like maybe there's something happening outside of what Roman is aware of.
Yeah.
That certainly could throw a wrench into things and could cause the baby faces to lose and could send Roman down a real spiral of like, who can I trust? What the fuck is going on here?
But no.
But I do still ultimately, when I think about it, lean, because kind of what you're saying, like, this guy's the guy, bro. This guy's the top guy.
He has to.
He's not gonna lose 2 matches like this, and I do think it has to be.
Baby.
It is gonna be the babyface bloodline, dude. It is what it is, man. I am interested to see how it plays out and if Heyman ends up actually being aligned with the OG bloodline, or if he flip-flops. I'm curious to see how the whole dynamic plays out with Punk being involved. The oof. Can I tell you what other wrench exists that could throw a wrench into this machine here?
Mm-hmm.
Seth freaking Rollins
Interesting.
is not booked at all for anything to do with Survivor Series.
That's interesting.
Very adamantly
Yeah.
declined the invitation to be a part of the OG Bloodline team.
Mm-hmm.
And the cage doesn't have a roof.
Mm-hmm.
So if he decides, fuck CM Punk, fuck Bronson Reed, fuck Roman Reigns, all of my biggest ops are in one cage at one time.
And just go Kevin Owens mode and
I'm just going to go in there and kick everyone's ass, yeah? Like, that could definitely change a lot and start some really interesting storylines going forward. That'll be something to kind of keep an eye on. But all of that being said, despite the fact that there is so much crazy bullshit that could potentially happen, I do still think I'm going to lean towards the babyface bloodline.
Okay.
I got a feeling.
I'm still face too.
But damn, this is an interesting one. We're going to have a good Survivor Series, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
What about Cody Rhodes versus Kevin? You gonna see that?
It's not a Survivor Series.
You're lying, yeah. Look it up.
These are the only matches scheduled. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on main event. I'm pretty sure that's when they're going to do it. They haven't officially announced it yet, and they only have one SmackDown, which is the day before Survivor Series. I doubt they're going to add it so last minute. Yeah, I think those are our 5 matches. That does kind of segue us a bit into the next topic. I don't want to spend too long on it, but you had brought it up earlier as wanting to talk about it. The leaks culture in wrestling.
Why?
There's a lot of shit that is getting thrown out right now. We're obviously not going to spoil nothing. We've been trying our best to avoid it ourselves. But I believe this upcoming episode of SmackDown is pre-taped. There's been a lot of pre-taped episodes of Raw and SmackDown recently. We're going to continue to have a lot of pre-taped episodes of Raw and SmackDown, especially in WrestleMania season, all the European dates that have been announced recently.
But it's not even the pre-tape shit, bro. It's just I heard there's a lot of Survivor Series script leaks. It's actually going to be true compared to what happened to this SmackDown and shit like that.
So with that type of stuff, honestly, I don't put too much weight into it. Because with that type of stuff, yes, certain stuff does get leaked here and there, and certain stuff is just kind of obvious if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like they put out fake leaks pretty often too to kind of throw it off. I feel like they know these days that the leak culture exists. And so when it comes to that shit, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it sucks that people try to get ahead of it like that. I understand why, because it gets clicks and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing I'm more concerned about personally is the pre-tape shit.
Yeah.
Because that's shit that we know is gonna happen, because it happened. And it's a difficult thing, because I understand that you want to give your wrestlers a break. You don't want people to be on this ridiculous schedule that's going to destroy their bodies and their mental health and all sorts of shit.
The Thanksgiving, so they can come back for the PLE and do whatever and shit.
But damn, bro,
a lot of people just don't give a fuck. Don't worry, bro.
The pre-tape shit is rough, man. It's rough, man. It does make it tough to be on social media. There's a lot of wrestling shit that comes on both of our social media, and that can be frustrating. So, I mean, I guess, what's your opinions on the overall culture of just leaking shit in
This is
wrestling?
why, bro. It's it's scripted, bro. Which is why. I know you're just trying to get clicks for social media and shit bro, but I don't know, bro. That's just lame.
I mean, it seemed like you were kind of pissed off about that shit earlier.
It's a show, bro. It's watching an actual, not just, oh, okay, it's a show, but, it's watching like an actual show like Breaking Bad or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And you know what? Some motherfucker telling you like, oh hey, this is what's gonna happen.
yeah,
and
yeah,
this and that, and like, bro, come on.
yeah. Nah, 100%, 100%. That shit is definitely a fucking hell, bro. Don't be spreading that shit around, people. And try your best to avoid it. That shit sucks.
I mean, people are gonna do what they do, but yeah, that shit's.
Nah, don't. Stop. I said so. So now they have to stop.
Shit, though.
Nah, they have to stop because I said so. I got him.
I'll be wearing that belt next episode. I'm gonna have to black out.
You have to kill me for it.
I'm gonna be the only one doing this show next episode.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Watching you edit it will be fun.
Yo.
We'll see how that goes.
While you're dead.
Speaking of us wanting to beat the shit out of each other, friends turned foes, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. I just have one simple question for you. Who's right?
First of all, shout out to their little fucking rest of their outfits, their little Dragon Ball Z shit.
Oh, we get it, you're a nerd. Move on.
That shit was
Jesus
dope, bro. That
Christ.
shit
They're
was
dressed
hard,
like Gokan and Goku. Is great,
Goku
dude.
and Goku Black, bro.
That's
That shit was hard,
awesome.
bro.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Man, nah, that fool Xavier is tripping big day. That fool Xavier is tripping.
You think he's tripping?
He's tripping hard, bro.
I feel like they both made some decent points.
I understand why Xavier wants a spotlight and shit, but he has to earn it, bro. It's not just like, oh, as soon as like you think you got it, time me in, bro.
That shit was so funny, bro.
It's like that shit. He's like, bro, just fucking let me know. It's not just, hey, bro, I got you.
But he said that he wanted to start the match and Kofi wouldn't let him. So, bro, like, he's supposed to be the quarterback. Let him call the play. Shit. I don't know, man. There was some funny things that he said. The whole thing about like everyone investing in him for Kofi Mania, and then like you let us down. Like that was some funny shit. That was some funny shit. But
he pissed it down the drain. That was a funny.
I know. I was wondering if that. Yeah, that was an interesting way to phrase it. Interesting way to phrase it. And I wouldn't put it past Xavier Woods either, but. Interesting choice of words there. Interesting choice of words, but it's a very interesting feud that we've got kind of brewing here. What are your expectations of what's going to happen with the whole New Day celebration? Because I believe that's coming up on SmackDown this week.
It's definitely going to turn into like a fight.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. It's probably like Big E trying to separate them, but like something's going to happen, bro.
That's what I'm interested to see is how Big E's going to end up playing into all of this. Because, I mean, he's obviously going to, try to come in and play Peacemaker. But I'm wondering, like, they can either just kind of back out at the last second and let Big E kill all the beef. But I would be surprised. Yeah, it does feel like they're getting towards potentially throwing down. That'll be pretty ridiculous, man. But... So fucking, you think Kofi's right?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
That's what needs to get on his own shit, bro. He needs to grow up, bro. Stop being like, nah, you need to do it right now.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
You deserve to help me because I fucking help, fucking whatever, or I deserve it, or whatever.
They've been cooking, though. Those promos have been good. We'll see, bro. I'm interested to see how this whole celebration plays out. I don't know, bro. Xavier low-key might be right.
Oof.
He pissed it away, bro.
You just might be ignorant, bro.
He pissed it away to Brock Lesnar. He pissed it away to Brock Lesnar, bro.
To Brock Lesnar, bro. He pissed it all the way to Brock Lesnar, bro.
He did.
You let him piss on him, bro.